This is the history behind Zachary Dean's Coffee. My name is Kevin Conzo. I'm the owner of Zachary Dean's Coffee. And to start with the history of Zachary Dean's Coffee, we'll start with the history of Zachary Dean, who is a 15-month-old baby boy, my son. He was born at Beth Israel Hospital in 2007, October, and as a gift to people, kind of like you give out cigars, I decided to give out coffee bags. And I called them Zachary Dean's Coffee Bean Company. Semi as a joke at first, but people liked it, so we came out with some holiday gift baskets and started looking at it as a business. Sales continued to grow throughout the winter, and we decided to get our first real coffee roaster. Since before then I was roasting on my grill outside in a tin can, we got this Gene Cafe coffee roaster, which is a home roaster, and it roasted 8 ounces at a time. It would take about 20 minutes to 30 minutes to roast 8 ounces of coffee, a full hour for a pound. Excuse me. We stuck with this one into probably March or so. It was a good little roaster, but the quantity that people wanted was increasing. People were hearing about our coffee company and ordering more, and it was trying very hard to keep up with demand. We decided to do a farmer's market in the springtime, and I knew that was coming up. And I knew that this little roaster here was bound to burn out. A little bit about the roasting process. Coffee beans, when they roast, they let off a lot of smoke. So if you do roast coffee at home, make sure you have adequate venting, fan at a window or something. The Waltham Farmers Market kind of took us to the next level. So we decided to come out with some t-shirts for our new company, Zachary Dean's Coffee Bean Company t-shirts, and I'm grounded on the front of the shirts. We're very popular. This should say our second real coffee roaster. After burning out the Gene Cafe, we decided to go with a 3-pound roaster, which worked kind of similar. It had a chamber inside, but the chamber oscillates to rotate the beans instead of hot air shooting through the machine. This roaster was a pretty investment on our part. However, it did 2 to 3 pounds at a time, which was huge time saver at that point for the quantity that we're pushing. It would take me 10 hours to do enough coffee for the farmer's market, 20 bags. So this roaster took us through pretty much the end of the farmer's market. However, we ended up burning this one out as well. When we burnt that one out, we decided to really get serious and got a 22-pound capacity roaster. This is myself with some green beans, and the green beans actually go up in that top cylinder-looking thing by my head there. You dump the beans in. Those are pictures of some of the coffee farmers for our actual coffee. You dump the beans in, and they are in that roasting chamber inside, and you can see them through the window, and you can take out actual samples from the current roast through that valve pulley. Coffee, when it's roasting, goes through 2 different distinct cracks as they get darker. And we'll have a little audio of cracking coming up. once it turns light brown. There we go. Smoke starts to come off the beans at this point during the first crack, and they become almost a light brown. There's going to be another crack, and when I'm doing a medium roast, I take it out at that point. However, I do elevate the temperature up and down during the roast. This is the second crack. That is pretty much the Zachary's medium roast. We're taking this one to French. The time between the medium and our darkest roast, the French, is probably about a minute and a half, depending on the quantity we're roasting. When it gets towards the end of the roast, you have to check it every 5 seconds or so to look for the signs that it's done, and also the aromas that are coming off the roasted bean. The chamber that I have my hands on there is pretty much a tub that has holes in the bottom, and there is a vacuum underneath that pulls air through the coffee when you dump it. The beans dump down into that chamber. That spins them around so they level out and it's even. And it sucks the smoke and the cold air through the beans to cool them down quick, so it stops the roasting process. So it takes us 20 minutes to roast the quantity that used to take us about 20 hours. And we go move on to packaging. We still hand package every bag, weighed and packaged, weighed and sealed rather. And this is the finished product. I'd like to thank all of my customers for supporting this business.
Now there are some people,
and hopefully we'll be able to continue to provide you some of the freshest coffee around Boston.
But then again, these are the same people.